first point is the the Buddha presided over the gathering in Rajgir. How many been to Rajgir? Raise hands. How many of you been to Rajgir? No? In Gujarat, Bolivia. And then the peak, the largest peak, Chavukumburi. Okay. Oh, you can share? No. Okay, you have to come. Let's see. Good. Omar? Okay. Me? Yes. Okay, so that's a place where, and then this one part of from Bolivia is about like how many hours? Like 2 hours. 2 hours there. And I would say that November that would be very good because we go there from both there, we do teaching there in the institute, and then one day we go to the Balshus Peak, when the Buddha actually taught the Heart Sutra. So the Buddha presided over the gathering and the Buddha emerged into meditative state. So meanwhile, there's the gathering there, and Adavadupishvara, Buddha of compassion, was Bodhisattva of compassion, sometimes referred to as Bodhisattva, other times referred to as the Buddha. And you know the reason? Okay, maybe very quick. The Adavadupishvara and the Manjushri, they're all in the Sutra system, they are treated as Bodhisattvas. In the Tantra system, they are treated as Buddhas. There's a reason there. And so, Adavadupishvara was on one side, and Shariputra was on the other side, and the Buddha was immersed in the meditative state. And the Buddha blessed Shariputra to stand up to ask question to Adavadupishvara. So the first point of this is, what is the question asked by Shariputra to Adavadupishvara? Point number 1. Point number 2, what response Adavadupishvara gave to Shariputra? Point number 2, not miss. Point number 3, not miss. What's the benefit if we practice the way Adavadupishvara responded? And they responded to the question by Shariputra. 3, let me repeat it. 2 points not miss with Heart Sutra. 1, what was the question asked by Shariputra to Adavadupishvara? Number 2, what response Adavadupishvara gave to Shariputra? And Shariputra asked this question through the inspiration of the Buddha. Buddha was emerged in meditative state, still inspired Shariputra to stand to ask question to Adavadupishvara telepathically. And then the third one, if we practice as taught by Adavadupishvara in response to the question to Shariputra, what benefit we get? These 3 points. So the first, what's the first one? What's the question asked by Shariputra to Adavadupishvara? The question asked is, how should the child of a lineage practice the perfection of wisdom? Child of lineage. What's the child of lineage? Say in the past, 7,000 years, even nowadays they are the system of the monarchy. Monarchy systems there. So a child is born, little boy is born, or little girl is born. It's very important. Why? Everybody has respect. Why? Because this child is holding the lineage of the monarchy. So this child is become the king or the queen later. So therefore, it's very important. Now, there are very different lineages. Lineage of the kings, lineage of the Buddha. Although, how many of you belong to the lineage of the kings? Present? Lineage of the kings. No, don't worry. Right? The lineage of the king is nothing in comparison with the lineage of the Buddhas. You will have a Buddha. Right? So therefore, anyone, how should the child of a lineage? Lineage here is not the lineage of the king, but that's the lineages, which is the lineage of the Buddhas, lineage of awakened state. So anybody can be the holder of the lineage of the Buddhas. So each one of you and I, when we become the child of the lineage, is when we make a commitment that I will become Buddha for the most sentient beings. The moment you generate this thought, I will become Buddha, then yes, you are going to become Buddha. You fall in the lineage of the Buddhas. So, and you as someone someone who made a commitment to become Buddha for the most sentient beings and for yourself, what should you be doing? You have to practice the wisdom. Which wisdom? The wisdom of the professional wisdom. What is that wisdom? So that's the question asked by Shariputra. How should the child of the lineage practice the professional wisdom? Then, Aravurudishvara responded to saying that wisdom is to see everything. The wisdom is to see everything like dream. Wisdom is to see everything like without projection. Nothing objectively exists. So this is wisdom. And then Aravurudishvara went in great detail. Form is empty, empty form. Form is not other than empty, empty is not other than form. And then he went to explain the Four Noble Truths. They don't exist truly. They are just mere projection. And you'll find that if you don't exist truly, you're also a projection of mind. And you'll find that envy is a projection of mind. 12 things of the Venerable, they are like projection of mind. And the 6 objects that you encounter with, they're also like projection of mind. And the 12 sources, 6 objects, with the 6, the mediums, combined with the 12 sources, they're also a projection of mind. 18 elements. 6 objects, 6 mediums, and 6 consciousnesses. 3, 6 into 3, 18, they're all the projection of mind. So, and in short, Aravurudishvara responded by saying everything that you can see in this whole universe is all like dream projection of mind. If you discover that, that's the ultimate freedom. This is what Aravurudishvara responded. Number 3. What's number 3?
Discovering the benefits of.
What's the benefit that we get if you practice to see everything like a dream? Then third point is indicated that if you discover that, just as you in the dream, there's so much of fear of the ghost chasing you, and how to get out of this fear of the ghost chasing you? Wake up, wake up. So therefore, waking up, awakening, Buddha, awakening. So, if you see everything like a dream, you are awakened. When you awaken, the fear of the dream stops. If you awaken from the samsaric fear, samsaric dream, the fear of samsara will stop. All the tears, painful tears, will stop. And your experience will expand to infinity. Your happiness and ease will expand to infinity. And he further said that this awakening is the entrance to all the Buddhas of the past, present, and the future. This is the only gate through which somebody can get into to become enlightened for yourself and for all the beings. So that is the purpose, to free yourself from all your anxiety, stress, and painful experiences. And you see that this is the only gate if you want to awaken your on the trash inside, this is the only gate. You have to follow this gate. Okay, so let's read this.
The Heart Sutra, the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on mass of Vultures Mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara. How should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Sharadvati Putra. Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared, Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Gate Para Sam Gate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvati Putra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Prajnaparamita Hridaya Sutra.
Okay, we'll recite the Harsul mantra together, and the meaning of this mantra. The meaning of this mantra is it has the first very superficial meaning, and then there's a deeper meaning. The deeper meaning we come across later. The surface meaning is Tatyata is here is thus. Here is thus. Gate gate, go. Paragati, go beyond. Parasangati, go utterly beyond. Bodhi Swaha, establish your full awakening. This is meaning. So it's indicating the stages of your transformation. The mind, where we're very ordinary, very pure state, you keep removing the bad dirt, and then your mind becomes purer, and eventually you experience true fearlessness and infinite happiness, where when you are the seed of the treasure inside, the ultimate treasure, awakens fully. Tatyata, what is Tatyata? Here is thus. Gate is go. Paragate, go beyond. Parasangate, go utterly beyond. Bodhiswaha, establish your full awakening. Establish your full awakening. Okay, let's recite it together 5 times.
Teata Om Gate Paragate Parasangate Bodhi ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments, may auspiciousness and perfect happiness right now.
Okay, let's turn to page 35. So Heart Sutra, what we said is that we talk about two wings of the bird to cross ocean of samsara. And the first wing is the will. The one wing is the will of wisdom, the Heart Sutra. When we recite this should be a reminder for us that I should come to the wing of wisdom. So here the eighth verse to portraying mind is the indication. It's just symbolic for us to have the aim of compassion. And the eighth verse portraying mind concludes by Geshe he was so well known for the practice of bodhicitta, universal compassion of the bodhicitta. And here, when we read this, if you don't understand the true meaning of this, you may feel that it's very self-denial teaching, and it's not. So I'll give you the gist, and then you will appreciate it. It is that finally we are suffering. No matter what we're doing, we're suffering. The privileged person, the CEOs, or the presidents, prime ministers, kings, everybody's suffering, from the pauper to the biggest person, the so-called biggest person, everybody's suffering. Human beings are suffering, animals are suffering, everybody's suffering. So, what attracts these sufferings? Nothing is random. What attracts these sufferings? Because of the concomitant causes which are responsible give rise to this suffering. Like what? Negative thoughts, particularly negative thoughts which destroy us, which everybody knows is the ego. You agree? The ego, it destroys your peace of mind. When somebody hurts your ego, instantly, whatever the other person says is wrong, right? Say certain person says, this person compassion, what you say, this you do, this is, what is compassion? Just oppose everything what other person says. This is the ego. And what are you happy or not happy? You're very disturbed. Ego and the anger. Ego and the anger, these are two things which destroy your peace of mind. No romance. So every morning you get up, I'm so excited today, I'm angry. No one. But when you're in the grip of the anger, then you become a demon. You just dare to do anything. As though like you energize. This is some faulty energy. This is not real energy. This is destructive energy to destroy yourself and destroy others. And the first thing, the first person to be destroyed is your peace of mind is going to be destroyed. And here you're blinded by this. When you are sane, when there's a sanity in you, you know I don't want to be angry, I don't like anger. But when you do the anger, then you manifest anger, and then you don't see the faulty nature of the anger. So So this is our weakness. So the author identified these two things, ego and anger, and particularly how these two things are triggered. External factors can trigger these two emotions within us. So identify these emotions and don't let this ego and anger arise within us. So what are situations which trigger, for example, say the anger? Even within a family, when you see that one family member is constantly getting sick, getting sick, then some family members think, so frustrated, so anger can arise. Why do you become sick all the time? So this is the problem. And then when you see somebody who's very nasty, again you become angry. So we call somebody a difficult person, and then I hate you. This is what we say. So these are the situations we can trigger anger. How to change these situations? Same situation happens, but how to change them in such a way that instead of anger, your compassion increases. Instead of ego, humility increases, and meanwhile you become happier. Your mental agitation subsides. So these are extremely skillful ways. Otherwise, many people read this and they think that it's very self-denial, give victory to others, give the defeat upon me. Defeat upon me means that I will let this ego feel the defeat, not that I feel the defeat. Don't mistake this. I feel the defeat. Don't ever take defeat on yourself. Let the ego take the defeat. Let the anger take the defeat. This is what we need to understand when we say this. These are skillful ways to subdue our destructive emotions. Okay.
8 Verses for Training the Mind by Geshe Langri Tangpa. Page 35. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard her still as my precious teacher. In brief, benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast a space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. 7 Limb Practice. Excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. Page 37. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions. To all of you, with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas numberless as particles, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you victorious ones. With transcendent offerings peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, through the all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accustomed by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. Short mandala offering.
Okay, mandala offering. Let's sit together. The mandala offering, this is a way whether you see those bodhisattvas as your role models, role models with respect to your awakening, your professional class. So we try to connect ourselves with them as much as possible. How we connect? So, for example, how the mother connects with the child is by giving presents and so forth. It's not that the Buddha's bodhisattvas are like small child. No. It's an expression of our, for example, the child loves the parents so much. Whatever they have, they give to parents, like a flower and so forth, to connect. So the bond increases. So we make this offering of the mantle. The mantle has the meaning of the essence. The essence. Essence of everything good you offer to those bodhisattvas. Okay. And hand gesture, many of you know how to do this. Many you know the, yes, it's expert. We all know this. How many don't know this hand gesture? Okay. Kamin, you can teach your friend, and Omar can teach the boy here, and in Maitri, you know this? You don't know? Okay, maybe Joshua can teach Maitri, and the general there, you know? Okay, good. And here, you know, good. Okay. Yes. And here, the similar, video expert. Yes. Okay, good. So, except for few, we otherwise you all know. Okay, Kim. Better you go teach to them behind. Here. The two boys there. So, yes, you will teach them. Yes. Yes, two boys here. Yes. Okay, some teachers, they're different teachers. Some teachers, they make things happen, they don't teach. They make things happen. I mean, she makes things happen, but doesn't teach how to make it happen. It's No, having just if you find it difficult, what imagine to teach emptiness?
Hero, thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. This is what I need actually. Thank you. So, hold this together, 1, 2, and then these two, the middle fingers are like the, yeah, and then these two are like, so these two are like the 4 continents, right? So these two are like this, yeah, exactly, or you can put it one that way. And then these two, yeah, and then the middle two just come in. No, the middle two of the 2 respective. So this finger and this finger. So yeah, actually, is that the middle finger? Oh no, it's the 4th finger. You're right, 4th fingers, and you make the square here. There you go, and perfect. So that your fingers just have to get used to that. Your little thumbs, yeah. So it's a little. Yeah, there you go.
So during the break time, you learn. Okay, now let's recite this. This ground anointed with perfume,
strewn with flowers adorned and 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Sashi-pu ki-ju-shing me-to-tra Ri-rab ling-ji ni-de-gen-pa-di Sange-jing-du mikte-o-wai Droku namadat jingla choparsho. The 4 dharmas.
The 2 sets of the request, they are very, very, very important, and yet just see what they are, and try to know the meaning.
The 4 dharmas of Venerable Gampopa. May I be blessed with my mind is directed towards the dharma. May I be blessed that my dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is freed of flaws. May I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The 4 dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa, page 42.
Okay, the foundation of all good qualities. This is extremely important for the reason that, by the way, these are all compiled. These are all compiled, which today we see that people are very busy and they don't have time for say, long hours of the practice and so forth. So we compile them, bring the quintessence of everything. So this is the foundation of all good quality is very important for the reason that this is the roadmap. That's why we prepare ourselves to undertake the journey. Now we require roadmap to enlightenment. This roadmap from scratch to enlightenment or to practice.
Thank you for that. That hit the spot. Yeah. Thank
you.
Yeah, this irritates, you know.
Composition by Lama, which truly gives us a roadmap which is easily understandable and all the points and put them together in a very succinct, systematic way.
The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to the Guru is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karmas follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the 3 types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. A pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the 2 stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara.
We will chant this mantra, moderation mantra, this verse. This verse is important in ways that this was composed by Lama Tsongkhapa and whose the 2 words, these 2 words with respect to wisdom, justice, and compassion, they're extremely profound and beneficial. And this, the author, he composed this not for himself, for his teacher. The equating his teacher in qualities with the three perfect qualities of the Buddha. The two perfect qualities of the Buddha manifested in three different deities. The perfect compassion manifested as Avalokiteshvara, perfect wisdom manifested as Arya Manjushri, and perfect power manifested as Arya Vajrapani, these three. So the author of the Tsongkhapa equated his own teacher, Jizun Renda Oshun, to have these three, to the manifestation of these three enlightened the deities. Then the Jizurenda, the teacher, got it and he read it. What he did is that he erased his own name and replaced it with his student's name, saying that this praise fits better with you rather than me. And then after this praise became so widely chanted, said all over Tibet. Okay, so the author of Tsongkhapa, who's the foundation of good qualities, we already read. And when reading this, just to accommodate the melody, we skip the third line. It's not for any other reason, just to accommodate the melody. Otherwise, when you recite without the melody, you can recite it after all the 5 lines. Okay, let's sing this together. First, let's say this in English, then say this, sing this in Tibetan.
You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception. Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losang Drapa, at your feet I make prostrations.
Okay, the next is actual practice, generally in the Marathon Yoga. We do the short form of this today, which consists of 4 parts. One, the 4 parts required for us to awaken our Buddha energy inside us. And for that, you know that the most important thing is, the one thing which is most important is to resort to the remedy. And remedy lies in wisdom and emptiness, to remove the ignorance and these things. Wisdom number 1. And wisdom must be supported by the motivation of compassion, bodhicitta number 2. And this compassion, to how much you feel compassion towards others is determined by how much you feel the suffering on yourself. Only if you have the experience of suffering on yourself, then you can empathize with others. Okay, with this one, I'd like to share this anecdote, because the empathy comes when you have the experience yourself. If you don't have the experience, you cannot empathize. Okay. So it says that don't think this is just a story. It's a message here. The empathy is so important. When you feel pain yourself, then you can easily empathize with others. People who go through depression. And when you actually know what is depression, how painful it is, you know that, then you can empathize with others. And otherwise, some people, they don't experience, they think that, what is this? Be happy. Which means you don't experience what it is fine. Okay, so it says that there was a couple, husband and wife. And one day the wife was suffering from the toothache. How many had the toothache problem? Raise hands. Severe toothache problem? Okay, what's the why? Very painful. Okay, very painful. And how many have no experience of toothache? Okay, never mind, their pain's waiting for you. Okay, so this lady was crying out of the pain. And the husband said, "What happened?" And what happened? Why are you crying? And then I said, "Toothache. The pain is so acute." And the husband said, "What is toothache? Tooth is a piece of bone. Bone has no pain." And after a while, maybe after 1 year, and the husband has a toothache, and he was crying. And the wife said, "Hey, why are you crying?" He said, "Oh, I have a toothache." And the wife said, "Tooth is just a piece of bone. There's no pain. Why are you crying?" He said, "The male tooth and female tooth are different." Okay, so therefore, this man, when he had the pain, then he knows what the pain lies, so he learns how to empathize with others. Okay, so therefore, we require to empathize. The compassion, universal bodhicitta, the empathy is required. Without the empathy, if you don't feel the pain in others, no way by which you can practice compassion. So empathy. To feel empathy, the best is that you have to have the experience of the pain yourself. So for that, renunciation. So first is the wisdom. One is wisdom. Wisdom is the main remedy to overcome the mental defilements that the treasure inside manifests. And the motivation is the bodhicitta, universal compassion, to work for all sentient beings. Number 2. And to feel that compassion, you need to have the empathy. And empathy comes from your experience of the renunciation for yourself, that I should be free from the suffering. And these 3 must be supported by the stability practice. So we have the stability shamatha practice. 4. And first we do the shamatha practice, Singapore meditation. I'll let me quickly give you the instruction for the shamatha Singapore meditation. And then many people, they already joined many other courses, like on the Vipassana attended course. They are very good practices. And no need to compromise with those practices. Okay, so those who do not have any exposure to meditation, for you, I'm going to give you a very quick instruction on how to do the Singapore meditation. For the Singapore meditation is to build your stability, the focus and the attention. For that, 4 points you keep in mind. body posture, focal point, then we identify the areas of meditation. Number 4, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Let me repeat it. The first, the body posture. Number 2, the focal point. Number 3, identifying the errors of meditation. Number 4, applying the remedies to overcome the errors. The first, body posture, which is cross-legged position. If you can sit cross-legged, this will sustain your meditation longer to maintain your freshness of your mind for a longer duration of time. And number 2, backward upright, that you are encouraged not to lean against the support, backward upright. While the body is upright, make sure that your body is not rigid, it should be flexible, backward upright. Okay, next, you have to push forward a little bit, and then the very important point, your eyes should not be closed, eyes half open, and keep very naturally cast 45 degrees cast down. And tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid. Okay. Huh? Okay, yes. So because our mind is all directed outside. Okay.
That's funny, I've never seen it.
Okay. So the tongue, tip of the tongue should touch the upper palate to avoid excessive accumulation of saliva in the mouth. And breathe normally. Breathe normally. The teeth and the lips in the nasal course. Breathe normally. And right hand on the left hand, 2 thumbs joined, form in triangle. Place your 2 hands on the lap in a restful state. This is your body posture. Next, the focal point. What are you going to focus on? What are you going to meditate? 1. Just count the breath. There are so many versions of the Ojja's meditation. What you're doing here is a very simple one. It's not that others wrong, ours one is right. No, everything is correct as long as they're coming from the very standard lineage. That's very important. So, and just focus on the breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 2. Focus and count the breath. That's it. And when you're on your own for the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you just count the breath till 21 cycles. 21 cycles. And even though your meditation goes so well, stop it there, take a short break, and again do it. Simply because that is going well, you don't be too excited, because there's an indication that you will stop meditation altogether. So, 21 times, give a short break, and 21 times, give a short break, like 3 sessions in one sitting. And then maybe the morning, one time meaning 3 sessions in the morning, 3 sessions in the evening, that will be good enough. And focus on the quality, don't focus on the quantity. Okay, this is what we need to do. And if you really want to do a little more complex, then think of the multitasking. That is, while you count the breath, your mind should also be focused on a tiny white dot between the nose and the upper lip. Just press this spot, which medically known as philtrum. Just scratch it, touch this. Okay, you feel this, don't look at it, just touch you feel it. Likewise, you scratch your back without looking at the scratch back. Do you feel it? Yes, you will feel that. When you say, yes, I could feel it, it is not your body sense. The body sends the information to your mental consciousness. Your mental consciousness feels that. Is your body consciousness not going to meditate? Your eyes are not going to meditate. Your mental consciousness is going to meditate. Your mental consciousness is going to become Buddha. Okay. So this mental consciousness should focus on a tiny white dot between the nose and the upper lip. Okay. And so 2 things happen simultaneously. One is focus on mind on a tiny dot between the nose and the upper lip, plus counting breath. And these 2 things can happen together. And some people who are into more study logic, study psychology, well, they may argue saying that 2 things cannot do, one mind cannot do 2 things simultaneously. It's possible, but it's in a technical sense not possible. In a loose sense, yes, it's possible. Let's say that what am I doing? I'm getting myself. But technically speaking, what beats my hand, what is bitten, my shoulder, left shoulder, what beats is my right hand. These two are different, these two are not one. But in a loose sense, we say I'm beating myself. I'm beating myself. You getting it? So in a loose sense, these two things happen, these two things can happen. Okay, so what is next? Focal point. Identify the errors of meditation. What mistakes can be made? It is very important. People, they say, okay, I'm meditating. And the first question that inexperience people ask you is, how long do you meditate? Which means that the person is very inexperienced. Because they think that meditation, good meditation is the longer duration, the better meditation. This is not. This is a totally erroneous. So, on the say when you do meditation for long, there's a tendency that you can go into the errors of meditation, mistakes. What mistakes? Two main mistakes. One is mental excitement, overactivity of the mind. Overactivity of the mind, overdoing. Overactivity is mental excitement. And the other one is the inactivity of the mind, which is mental laxity. Mental laxity and mental excitement, these are the two mistakes. And some people, they don't know that these two things are happening, and then physically they look so nice, like this, all are fresh, but they're not meditating. It's self-destruction. So we should be careful of these two things. And then keep an eye on your mind to see that your mind, whether the mind is falling into these two errors or is drifting these two errors. If these two things happen, what should we do? Apply the remedies, number 4. Apply the remedies to overcome the errors. And what are the remedies? Twofold. One is introspection, and another one is mindfulness. What is introspection? Is to keep an eye on your mind to see if your mind is still meditating, or the mind is in the next state, or a static state, scattering distraction. And if you see that your mind is in the next state, like sleeping or distracted, then you have to pull the mind back with the help of mindfulness, bring the mind back to the intention of your meditation. Ready? 5 minutes. Are you ready? now let's turn to page 50. Taking the aspiration bodhisattva. Page 50. Taking the aspiration bodhisattva vow. Okay, this, although it is known as vow, but it is nothing, no commitment at all. Anybody, whether you're a believer, non-believer, Buddhist, non-Buddhist, male, female, whatever gender, it doesn't matter. Anybody can take this, and there's no commitment associated with this. It's just to expand your compassion. And if at all you want to have some sense of commitment, then it says that, if possible, try to just see if you can think like this. If possible, I'll try to offer benefit to others. If not, I will try my best not to harm others. If you can do this much, if possible, I'll try to offer benefit to others. If not, at least I'll try not to harm others. If this much you can do yourself, you are entitled to take this as reverse of the power. Anybody, whatever religion that you're following, yes, according to your belief, but any religion, very standard religion, yes, the basic principle is not to harm others and possible to help others. Do any standard religion, this is the basic principle. So let's mind that there's the first verse together 3 times, followed by the remaining 2 verses. And then to explain the first verse, the commitment is that I want to awaken my Buddha nature. I want to awaken the hidden treasure. For that, thus far we never engaged in this journey. So since that is a very important journey, in fact, most important journey in the universe, therefore I require a lot of support. And greatest of the support that we can think of is the truth gem. So the first line says, I go for refuge to the truth gem. And then the journey involves the road, and the road is blocked by boulder, fallen trees, and so forth. You cannot take the journey. So the road is none other than your own mind. The mind must be free of the mental defilements like anger, craving, or the ego, and so forth. So how to remove these negativities from the mind in the most effective way? One most effective way is by confessing the negativities. Second line says, I confess the negativities individually. Well, then now the road is clear, but if the car does not have fuel, again you cannot continue the journey. So the car should have fuel, and the car is none of their own mind. This mind should have the fuel, inner fuel of the virtues. Virtues to make you move. And for example, some people, they say to do good things, they are so excited, they embark on the journey to do good things. And then when you see that it was a lot of effort, and then your stamina is gone, and you stop. So this is the indication that you don't have the stamina to continue the virtue. That stamina to continue the virtue is known as merit accumulation. So it says that under the inner virtues or the merit accumulation, how to do that in rejoicing in the virtues of others. Third one says, I rejoice in the virtues of the being. Okay, now the road is clear, and the car is in the fuel. What kind of journey I'm going to undertake? The last line says, I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. The journey of awakening my hidden treasure. Okay, let's say the 3 times together.
I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddhahood in my heart.
Okay, next 2 verses. It starts with invoking the Buddha's Bodhisattvas to be to you. And then the first verse says that, okay, looking at the history, browsing through the history of humanity, is there anyone who succeeded in this journey? Yes, there was Prince Siddhartha who succeeded in the journey, and also not only Prince Siddhartha, there are innumerable Buddhas of the past who succeeded in the journey. of awakening the hidden treasure. Then the next is, how did they succeed? So they succeeded by themselves engaging in two factors. The first factor is the factor of creating strong determination. I will awaken the hidden treasure. That determination of the bodhicitta. May I become Buddha for Venerable. Today, when you say may I become Buddha, you say that may I awaken this hidden treasure. That's the meaning of not Buddhist. Okay. So this is the first factor. And second factor, just as they made this commitment, they actually engage you to do something. When you say that I'll become a Nobel laureate in physics, you have to do something, you have to study physics. So like when you said, may I become Buddha for the most days, you have to do something. To remove the mental dirt. How to remove the mental dirt? By engaging in the Bodhisattva practices. So it is how Prince Adam and all the Buddhas succeeded in this journey of awakening the hidden treasure. Then I would also follow the footsteps by engaging to create these two factors. One, to generate a strong, determined bodhicitta. Number two, to materialize this aspiration to engage in the bodhisattva activities. Okay, let's do this together. Buddhas, bodhisattvas,
Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwelt in the bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the bodhisattva practices. 3 times.
So now let us do the intention prayer, page 52. Yes. So as we said earlier, the early masters, they mentioned the need for 2 important activities, one at the beginning and one at the end. The end part is dedication. So that is dedicated as gathered, that is holiness the Dalai Lama, the true soul sojourn happens on this earth, that he lives long, and that his wishes be fulfilled spontaneously. Let us also pray that all the wars happening across the world may they stop as soon as possible, that everybody can feel, take the fresh breath of air of peace and harmony and relief. Let us also pray that all the different forms of the natural disasters like the cloudburst, the flood, and so forth, they all stop. And also pray that the illnesses, diseases in the world, they are minimized. And that everybody follow the path of the compassion and the wisdom so that the disease will come to an end and the happiness spreads through the infinity. So, and the meditation of the Buddha of compassion, that the wisdom of emptiness flourish in us all the beings. This mind is to start for this together.
Dedicate the merit thus gathered toward the realization of the deeds and the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of Scripture and insight. May I in all lives through the force of this merit never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect view, and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I have amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Ta Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhi Swaha Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha